paired Victor Terry for winning the Broadcaster of the Year award. Sanwo-Olu said with accomplishment, the Deputy Director of Programs of Lagos Traffic Radio, Terry, has shown that disability won't hinder ability. He also commended all the journalists in the state-owned media who won awards in different categories of NMMA, as well as those who were nominated for one of the prestigious media awards in Nigeria. Governor Sanwo-Olu assured media practitioners that Lagos State, being the biggest home of the media in Nigeria, will always ensure press freedom and encourage the fourth estate of the realm to play its critical role in democracy without any obstacle. The governor implored media practitioners to rededicate themselves to courageous and objective journalism, urging them to shun fake news, misinformation, and disinformation. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has sympathized with his Oyo State counterpart, Seyi Makinde, and the people of Oyo State over the tragic stampede that occurred during the Children's Carnival at Islamic High School, Bashoru, Ibadan, which claimed 35 lives. The governor also extended his condolences to the families who lost their loved ones during the sad incident. Governor Sanwo-Olu, in a condolence letter he personally signed and addressed to Governor Seyi Makinde, titled Letter of Condolence, Christmas Stampede Tragedy, described the incident as devastating and offered prayers for the families affected by the tragedy. He said a heartbreaking incident has cast a shadow of grief and mourning not only over Oyo State but across Nigeria. Governor Sanwo-Olu prayed to the Almighty God to grant the families of the departed the strength to bear the irreparable loss. Lagos State government has taken a significant step towards enhancing security in the state by equipping over 400 security personnel with essential security kits in ministries, departments, and agencies. These kits include tactical vests, belts, plastic handcuffs, torchlights, raincoats, tactical batons, and hand gloves, which will enable security officers to respond promptly and effectively to emergencies. Commissioner for Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations, Olugbenga Oyerinde, said security is a top priority and the initiative demonstrates the state government's dedication to ensuring the safety and well-being of its citizens. Oyerinde added that the initiative will empower security officers to respond to emergencies with confidence and efficiency. Lagos State Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, WAPA, has organized a sensitization program on mental health awareness for gender-based violence survivors at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ikeja. Commissioner for WAPA, Bolaji Dada, said the program was designed to focus on mental health awareness, particularly among survivors of gender-based violence. Dada reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting survivors and addressing the psychological impact of such violence. She expressed gratitude to all participants and stakeholders, reiterating the ministry's dedication to building a society free from violence and stigma. The federal government has announced plans to inaugurate legacy road infrastructure in each of the geopolitical zones of Nigeria by May 29, 2025. Minister of Works David Umahi gave the hint during an inspection tour of progress of work on Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, stressing that the ministry is intensifying efforts to ensure at least 50% of legacy road infrastructures are completed across the country.
And generally, in 2025, before May 25th, we have directed the controllers to concentrate on a number of projects. At least a minimum of 3 projects must be commissioned. And if we have funding challenges, we have decided to do commissioning in sections.
Umahi said the ongoing Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will be reviewed from 10 to 6 lanes, but at a lower cost, stating that the review would soon be presented to the Federal Executive Council. The minister explained that the review of the project became necessary because of variations in designs and interventions like evacuation of refuse and backfilling as well as separation of the highway to save some structures due to the magnanimity of President Bola Tinubu. Umahi said the entire 750 kilometers stretch of road will be illuminated with solar street lights, security cameras, and point, as well as trees to protect and provide aesthetics to the road. The Minister of Works, who further led newsmen to the disputed demolition of landmark properties, reiterated that all permanent structures remained intact except shanties for which compensation had been paid in line with President Bola Tinubu's directives.
Nobody tampered with the landmark limits. But what landmark did, wisely disadvantaging the federal government is that over the years, illegally, converted, that waterfront. Waterfront legally is the responsibility, of the federal government. Federal government is the owner by reason of Supreme Court judgment, and of course the Constitution 250 meters from the shoreline belongs to the federal government. And so, it's only in Nigeria you go and illegally occupy the property of federal government or state government. Nobody will ask question. So we had to ask question just because we had to pass the coastal route through.
At another controversial spot identified as Diaspora Estate in Okun, Aja, Umahi noted that it was bare land already reclaimed, being within the right-of-way of the federal government, explaining that by the coastal highway, critical road infrastructure project to be inaugurated across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country by May 29, 2025. Our correspondent, Abiola Fagbolagun, reports that the minister, who was accompanied by the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos State, Olukorede Kesha, and other officials of the Ministry of Works, noted that the funding of the road project through loans would become returns on investment. And over to some foreign news. An Israeli airstrike has killed 10 members of a family, including 7 children, in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. According to the Palestinian Civil Defense Rescue Agency, a video revealed victims being retrieved from under the rubble of the Kala family home in Jabalia. The Civic Defense spokesman Mahmoud Basal said all of the martyrs are from the same family, including 7 children, the oldest aged 6. Basal said the air raid injury. Basal said the air raid injured 15 other people. Also, the Israeli army said it had struck several terrorists who were operating in a military structure belonging to the Hamas terrorist organization and posed a threat to Israel Defense Forces troops operating in the area. And finally, in sports news, Black Galaxies of Ghana head coach Masoud Didi Dramani has unveiled the final 26-man squad for the 2024 African Nations Championship qualifier against Nigeria. Dramani announced his squad after weeks of intensive preparation for the 2-legged contest. The Black Galaxy will host their fierce rivals in the first leg at the Accra Sports Stadium on Sunday. The reverse fixture is slated for next week Saturday at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo. The 2024 CHAN tournament will be co-hosted by 3 countries, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And that was our news at 1. But just before we go, always drive within the specified speed limit. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. And you can also visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration reconfigured 6 junction roundabouts, Arlen, Ikotun, Maryland, Lekki, and Aja, under Traffic Management Intervention Plan? You can get more details. It's on the Legacy Government website, and for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast. This was compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. Thank you for listening. My name is Mike J.